Hi everyone, I am Kathleen from Red Tape Translation, and I am going to go through the brand new application form that the Berlin Immigration Office has just put online for people applying for a freelance residence permit from within Berlin. You can get to this application form whether you are applying for a first-time residence permit as a freelancer in Berlin, or whether you are trying to renew your freelance residence permit in Berlin, or whether you're trying to switch from a different kind of permit to a freelance permit. It's the same application form. I'm making this video in mid to late February, and the information on the Berlin website in English is now out of date. So they recommend that you look at the German version, and then you will get the link to the application form. If you try and look at the English version, it's not going to be very clear what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to go up, and I've chosen the extension here, but you can also get to the same application form by choosing the first issuance. I'm going to switch to German, and then when I scroll down, all of a sudden I have the opportunity to do this online. Jetzt online erledigen. So let's have a look at the application form. It's not yet available in English. That might change in the months or the years to come. We shall see. Good thing to know is, similar to the application form to get citizenship through naturalization, which Berlin released about a year or two ago, you can save your application process and continue at a later time, which is very useful. While you're in the middle of the application, there's a save button here. You can click on it. You'll download an HTML file. And then when you're ready to keep going, you can upload it here and begin again with your application that you've already filled out, and that includes any attachments that you've uploaded. So I will press start and go through it to the best of my ability with an English translation. Page 1 is a data protection declaration, the basis for which your personal data is processed. Nothing to agree to here, you just have to keep going. Are you applying yourself? Unless you have an immigration lawyer doing this for you, the answer is going to be yes. Are you registered in Berlin? If you are, it'll tell you to put in your details. And if you're not, let's see what it says. So if you are registered in Berlin, you will have to put your details in there. If you're not registered in Berlin, it's going to ask you if you've concluded a sublease contract or a lease contract for an apartment in Berlin. And if you say yes, you can put in the details. But if you say no, it won't let you go any further. It's not going to be possible for me to go through every possible constellation in this video, so I'm going to assume that you are registered in Berlin and continue. I put in some dummy details here. Testy McTestface, born on the 1st of January 2001 in Sydney, Australia. Gender marker will be what's on your passport. I've chosen diverse. Your options are male, female, diverse, or no answer. If you put your citizenship in here, it's going to ask you if you have other citizenships as well. If no, then you can continue. But if you do have other citizenships, you're going to have to add them. You can do that by clicking on this plus button and then choosing the country and adding your citizenship. I'm going to keep going for now. This is where you put the visa or residence permit that you currently have, if you have one. Here are your options. You already have a visa. Please note, if you come from a country with a privileged relationship that does not need a visa to enter in the first place, for example, the US, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Japan, Republic of Korea, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, then you probably arrived without any kind of visa, in which case Ich bin visafrei eingereist is the option that you want to choose. If there is a sticker in your passport and you needed that sticker to enter Germany in the first place, then you have a visa. Otherwise, you might have another kind of residence permit, or you might have a Schengen-Titel and another European residence permit. Most of you are going to either have entered without a visa and be permitted to apply for a residence permit for the first time from within Germany, or you came here with a visa in the first place. I'm going to assume that you are a tourist and that you have 90 visa-free days available to you in the Schengen area Time to enter your personal details. I've put some examples in here. This is your address in Berlin, and it will let you choose from a drop-down menu to make sure that your address does actually exist in its form. Your passport details, if that's what you're using to identify yourself, that is what most of you are going to need to choose. There are some other options as well, but the passport is the most commonly used and accepted form of ID. Then this is the date that you entered Germany. So put that one in there. Where did you come from? Which country? Put that one in there. Eingereist aus means entered from. Your contact details, and then this is your marital status. Are you single, married, widowed, divorced, separated? I'm assuming that you're single and that you don't have any children. Let's keep going. This next question is a good one. I want to be self-employed, or I want to be freelance. There is a lot of information out there on whether you're going to be self-employed or freelance. You can check our blog articles. We've written a ton on the subject. Choose the right one. For the purpose of this video, I will assume that you are a freelance person working in a liberal profession. Next question. If you're a freelancer, are you a language teacher or an artist? If so, choose one of those. Otherwise, you're a freelancer in another area. I'm going to choose the latter. Do you need a permit to do your work activity? Usually the answer is going to be no, unless you work in a restricted profession, a profession that requires a certain license. For example, you're a doctor or a lawyer or an architect or something similar. Then you may need a permit. I will assume that you do not. Do you own your own property? Yes or no? I'm going to assume that you don't. And do you, as a freelance person, receive any other types of income? If you do, it might be Einstiegsgeld in accordance with Sozialgesetzbuch 2, which is a form of social benefits, welfare. Maybe alimony or child support. None or other. Maybe you have an inheritance. Maybe you get regular money from your parents. If you do, put that in there. I'm going to assume that your freelance income is your only source of income. Have you got any prior convictions in Germany or overseas? Was your entry into Germany refused? Was a residence title denied, or were you deported from Germany? Same questions for the Schengen area. And are there any pending investigations against you in Germany or overseas? I will assume that the answers to all of these are no. And then here we come to the uploads page. Now keep in mind that however you fill out the form will influence what comes up on this upload page. And you will not be able to go any further until all the mandatory upload files, upload spots have been filled with files. Here are the types that they accept: JPEG, PNG, and PDF. Maximum size per file is 7 megabytes. Maximum file for everything altogether, 100 megabytes. At this point, you're going to upload the right files into all the different categories. I'll just go through what these are. Passport, CV, proof of qualification, and for example, diplomas or references. So proof of qualifications and also your work experience. If you have any references or financial support, you may upload some documents there. This is a revenue forecast. You can download this from the Berlin website. Proof of financial means, for example, your bank account statements or approvals for loans you may have received. And this is 2 letters of intent or fee contracts. We've got loads of information about this as well. If you want, have a look at the Red Tape Translation blog, and we talk a lot about letters of intent. And then this is proof of your health insurance and your rental contract. So I've uploaded some files. Just a reminder that if you fill out the form differently to how I did, there are probably going to be different files for you to upload that I have not covered. But let's see what happens when we... when we keep going, we have to assure that our answers, to the best of our knowledge, are complete and correct, with the warning that incomplete or false answers can have consequences. And then, yeah, legal consequences, that it is a criminal act to give incomplete or incorrect answers deliberately with regard to a residence permit. Fun. We're going to just acknowledge both of those. This is where you have the opportunity to add some text if you want to. If there's something that you have not been able to really justify in your application by just uploading documents and you'd like to give them some background information, this would be a good place to do it. You don't need a cover letter or anything like that, but you could very well put some text in here. An example of something that might be relevant is bitte vereinbaren Sie den nächstmöglichen Termin, aber beachten Sie bitte, dass ich inzwischen, keine Ahnung, let's say from the 4th of April until the 16th of April 2026 im Ausland bin und keinen Termin wahrnehmen kann. This would be, please note that I am overseas between the 4th of April and the 16th of April and that I will be unable to attend an appointment in this time. That's just one example of something you could write in there. And whether they pay attention to it or not, I can't tell you, but you put it in. So this tells you that you will get an invitation to an appointment. It also encourages you to download the summary that you will get at the end of this application process as a PDF and to keep it safe. And it tells you that if your residence permit was still valid on the day that you submitted this application, it doesn't matter if it looks expired, it will continue to be valid, even if they take months to get back to you. So this is the point at which you check your application. It hasn't been submitted yet. You can download the application draft here. You can put in an email address to get a confirmation. Then this is where you pay. Now, this is where I'm going to stop the application form. I do not intend to apply for a freelance permit today, but you can pay with credit card or PayPal. Once you've paid, then it will be submitted. You will get a PDF called a Zusammenfassung, which is like a summary. Download it, keep it in a safe place. It is your proof that you paid for and submitted your application, and the date on which you did that could be very important for you to justify that you're fine to stay in Germany legally until you hear back from the Foreigners Office. I hope this has been helpful. This video is a part of the German Freelance Visa approval framework, which is an online course that we developed over a couple of years with the help of immigration lawyers. We checked all the content legally by sending it to a law firm. It's a video course that is online, ready to go, and takes you through the entire application and all the supporting documents for the freelance permit. It is particularly suited for people who are applying from within Berlin, and if you'd like to find out more, you can have a look at the links below. Otherwise, you can talk to us if you need help, if you need relocation coaching, if you need an interpreter to go with you to any appointments in Berlin, or if you need certified translations. We're available to help you with anything to do with red tape in Germany, German bureaucracy. Thanks very much for listening.